So let's say you're a buyer and you're looking to buy a house, and I'm sure you've heard horror stories about home buying purchase agreements where people realize something was in the agreement or something they needed to have in the agreement is not in the agreement, and they realized it after it was too late. Can you imagine? It's a listener question from Zach in Hull, Georgia. It says, we're totally overwhelmed with everything involved in buying a home, and all the paperwork is totally confusing. Can you help us understand at least a little bit about the process? And so as you're buying a home, I will give you several things that you need to look for to make sure included in the contract. Number one is a home inspection. Do you have the right to have a home inspection? In Georgia, we call the home inspection period a due diligence period. It is quite common for buyers to waive their due diligence period, which means they don't have the right to terminate the contract if the inspection doesn't work out well, but you need to make sure that you have at least the right to inspect. You need to go in eyes wide open. If you are subject to financing, you need to make sure that your purchase contract is subject to financing, although there are many options, by the way, for people to make a cash offer instead of a financed offer if you feel like you're being locked out. If you want to have some additional conversations about that, 770-497-0000 is the number to call. You want to make sure you know what your termination rights are. What are your options? Do you have the right to terminate a contract? I'm not saying you need to have that right, but sometimes you might want it, and sometimes it's not there. You also need to make sure that you have identified the closing cost, what you will pay, what the seller will pay, and you are very clear about the closing date. If you have any contingencies, meaning this sale is subject to this happening, then you want to make sure that that's clearly outlined in the agreement. Now, real estate agents who are listening to this are probably thinking, hey, today a buyer's got to do whatever a buyer's got to do to get the deal. That's true. That's true. But the reality is buyers need to fully understand what should be in a contract so that when they decide to give up something that should be in the contract, they're not surprised later.